The quantum anomaly detector's alarm shattered the pre-dawn silence at the International Deep Space Research Facility in the Atacama Desert. Dr. Samira Hassan jolted awake at her desk, screens around her pulsing with data she'd never seen before. 20 years of searching for quantum bridges between universes, and finally, the impossible had happened. Director Singh, you need to see this. Her voice echoed through the facility's communication system. The detector had picked up something unprecedented. A stable quantum tunnel, naturally occurring, between our universe and another. The implications were staggering. Within hours, the facility hummed with activity. Teams of scientists gathered around Samira's workstation, their faces illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays showing the quantum bridge's signature. Director Raj Singh, a veteran physicist with silver-streaked hair, studied the data with intense concentration. If these readings are correct, he murmured, we're looking at an intersection point between universal membranes. The energy potential. His voice trailed off as the calculations appeared before them. The discovery couldn't have come at a better time. Earth's energy crisis had reached a breaking point. Despite advances in fusion and renewable technologies, humanity's expanding presence in the solar system demanded more power than they could generate. Traditional methods were pushing the limits of what was possible. What no one in the facility knew was that their discovery had already attracted attention far beyond Earth. In the vast reaches of space, aboard the Eternal Meridian, the Galactic Council's monitoring station had detected the quantum disturbance. High Sentinel Zorax, a crystalline being who had overseen the Council's scientific division for 3 centuries, studied the signal with mounting concern. Another species has found a bridge, they announced to the Council's emergency session. And not just any species. The humans. The Council chamber erupted in murmurs. Humanity was known throughout the galaxy as the youngest spacefaring race, having achieved faster-than-light travel barely 50 years ago. Their rapid technological advancement had already caused concern among the more conservative council members. They cannot be allowed to access this power, declared Ambassador Nixus of the Helian Confederation, their bioluminescent form pulsing with agitation. They're too unpredictable, too ambitious. But first Speaker Thela, one of the oldest members of the council, raised a hand for silence. Their segmented exoskeleton clicked thoughtfully as they considered the situation. Perhaps, they said, their translator rendering their subsonic speech into standard galactic common. This is precisely why the humans have made this discovery. They think differently than we do. Back on Earth, Samira and her team worked tirelessly to understand the quantum bridge. Their first breakthrough came when they realized they could not only detect the bridge but influence it. Using a specially designed quantum resonator, they managed to extract a tiny amount of energy from the parallel universe. It's clean energy, Samira explained to a packed auditorium of international scientists and government representatives. We're not stealing or depleting. We're tapping into the natural quantum flux between universes. The potential is virtually limitless. The world's energy conglomerates scrambled to understand the implications. Stock markets fluctuated wildly as news of the discovery spread. But before humanity could fully grasp the magnitude of their discovery, they received their first official contact from the Galactic Council. The message arrived through the quantum bridge itself, demonstrating a mastery of the technology that humbled even Samira. A holographic projection materialized in the facility's main chamber, showing first Speaker Thela in all their alien glory. People of Earth, the translation echoed through the stunned silence. Your discovery has brought you to a crossroads. We are the Galactic Council, and we have been watching your progress with great interest. What you have found is both a gift and a responsibility that few species have ever managed to bear. Director Singh stepped forward, his voice steady despite the momentous occasion. We understand the magnitude of this discovery, and we're prepared to work with the Council to ensure its safe development. But even as he spoke those diplomatic words, Samira noticed something in the quantum readings that made her blood run cold. The bridge wasn't just a connection between universes, it was part of a vast network, And somewhere in that network, something was stirring. But time was running out. The approaching fleet belonged to the Nexar, a species that had discovered their own artifact millennia ago, but had chosen a different path. They sought to prevent other species from achieving what they considered dangerous levels of advancement. As the first year drew to a close, humanity's transformation accelerated. Children born after the artifact's discovery displayed unprecedented cognitive abilities. Adults developed varying degrees of telepathic and telekinetic powers. The human race was evolving, but would it be fast enough? The artifact's final message was both a warning and a promise. Your greatest strength lies not in the powers you will develop, but in your ability to unite in the face of adversity. The coming trial will either destroy you or elevate you to your rightful place among the cosmic guardians. Aria stood in the chamber one last time, watching the patterns that had become as familiar as her own heartbeat. The whispers were clear now, a chorus of ancient voices guiding humanity toward its destiny. Their message was simple. The true test wasn't surviving the invasion. It was proving worthy of the power they were about to inherit. As she placed her hand on the artifact's surface, feeling the pulse of quantum energy flowing through her, Aria understood that humanity's greatest challenge wasn't learning to use their new abilities. It was learning to use them wisely. The artifact had given them the tools. The rest would be up to them. In orbital stations and underground bunkers across the solar system, humanity prepared for war. But this would be unlike any conflict in human history. They weren't just fighting for survival. They were fighting to prove themselves worthy of their place in the cosmos. The first signs of the approaching Nexar fleet appeared exactly as predicted. Quantum distortions at the edge of the solar system. Humanity's transformation had only just begun, but time had run out. The real test was about to begin. The quantum ripples from the approaching Nexar fleet sent shockwaves through humanity's nascent collective consciousness. Commander James Zhou stood at the viewport of Orbital Defense Station Alpha, watching the holographic display of their solar system's outer boundary. The enemy ships appeared as crimson threads in the quantum fabric, their very presence distorting space-time. "How many?" he asked, though he already knew the answer. The newly awakened sensitivity they all shared had made such questions almost redundant. Lieutenant Rani Kapoor consulted her augmented display. "Over 3,000 vessels, sir. Their quantum signatures suggest weaponry we can't even begin to comprehend." The transformation of Earth's military had been as dramatic as it was necessary. Traditional weapons gave way to quantum-enhanced systems that could interface directly with their operators' evolved consciousness. Every soldier, pilot, and technician had undergone intensive training to harness their emerging abilities. In the 13 months since the artifact's discovery, humanity had advanced more than in the previous 1,000 years. Children born during this period, dubbed the quantum generation, displayed abilities that defied conventional science. They could perceive quantum states directly, manipulate probability fields, and communicate instantaneously across vast distances. Deep beneath the Himalayas, Dr. Rashid Kumar led the Global Defense Initiative's research division. The vast underground complex housed thousands of scientists working to integrate human consciousness with advanced technology. The breakthrough came when they successfully merged quantum computing with the human mind's natural ability to collapse probability waves. The artifact wasn't just warning us, Kumar explained during an emergency session of the World Council. It was preparing us. Every interaction with it has been reshaping our neural pathways, optimizing our brains for quantum processing. The first practical application of this discovery came in the form of the quantum defense grid. A network of satellites equipped with consciousness-driven quantum computers could now generate protective fields around Earth and its colonies. These fields didn't just deflect attacks. They could alter the very probability of those attacks occurring. But the Nexar weren't idle. Their quantum probes tested Earth's defenses daily, searching for weaknesses. Each probe revealed more about their capabilities and their intentions. They weren't just coming to stop human advancement. They wanted to understand how humanity had progressed so quickly. The collective consciousness provided unexpected insights into their adversaries. Through quantum entanglement, humans could occasionally glimpse fragments of Nexer thoughts. What they found was surprising. Fear. The Nexer feared humanity's potential, their unprecedented rate of evolution, and most of all, their unpredictability. Commander Zhao established the Quantum Response Division, an elite force of individuals who showed exceptional ability in manipulating quantum fields. Among them was Diana Torres, a former fighter pilot whose abilities had manifested strongly after first contact with the artifact. They think in straight lines, Torres explained during a strategy session. Their technology is advanced, but their thinking is linear. They can't comprehend how we make intuitive leaps in our understanding. It terrifies them. The first direct confrontation came at Jupiter's orbit. A Nexer scout force attempted to establish a quantum bridgehead near Europa. They encountered something unprecedented. A coordinated defense that operated on both physical and quantum levels. Human consciousness, amplified by the artifact's influence, could now directly affect the probability structure of space-time. The battle lasted less than an hour. When it was over, the Nexer had lost 30 ships without inflicting a single human casualty. Their perfectly coordinated attack patterns had been disrupted by human operators who could predict and alter the quantum states of their weapons before they fired. But victory came with a revelation. During the battle, Diana Torres established brief mental contact with the Nexer commander. The alien's thoughts revealed a crucial piece of information. The Nexar weren't the only species watching humanity's advancement. Other ancient races observed from the shadows, waiting to see if humans would survive the coming trial. In the aftermath, humanity's preparation intensified. The artifact's energy signature had spread throughout the solar system, carried by human consciousness. Each person became a node in a vast quantum network, their minds linked in ways that transcended conventional understanding. Dr. Kumar's team made another startling discovery. The quantum evolution wasn't just affecting human minds, it was changing their DNA. Subtle modifications appeared in the genetic code of every human exposed to the artifact's influence. These changes were being passed on to newborns, creating a new branch of human evolution. "We're becoming something new," Kumar reported to the World Council. "Not just a spacefaring species, but a quantum species. The artifact isn't just giving us tools. It's helping us become what we were always meant to be." As the main Nexer fleet approached, humanity faced its greatest challenge, uniting their newfound abilities with their fundamental nature. The power they now wielded could reshape reality itself, but their strength lay not in raw power, but in their capacity for innovation and adaptation. Commander Zhou stood before the combined forces of Earth's defense fleet. Through their shared consciousness, his words reached every human in the solar system. "We face an enemy that has forgotten how to evolve, how to dream. They seek to prevent our ascension not because we are weak, but because we represent everything they fear: change, growth, and the courage to face the unknown. We will show them that humanity's greatest strength isn't in our new abilities, but in our unwavering spirit." The Nexer fleet would arrive in full force within days. Humanity's transformation was far from complete, but they had already become something unprecedented in the galaxy. A species that could unite consciousness and technology, intuition and logic, individual creativity and collective purpose. The true test was about to begin, and its outcome would determine not just humanity's fate, but the future of evolution itself in the cosmos. The first wave of the Nexer assault began with a quantum cascade that rippled through the fabric of space-time. Their massive fleet emerged from quantum space like a storm of dark stars, their ships morphing into configurations that defied conventional physics. Commander Zhao watched through both physical and quantum senses as humanity faced its greatest challenge. Lieutenant Kapoor's consciousness merged with the defense grid's quantum network. Multiple breaches detected in Jupiter's orbital plane. They're attempting to establish quantum anchors throughout the system. The Nexer strategy became clear. They weren't just attacking in physical space, but trying to rewrite the quantum probability fields that humanity had learned to manipulate. Their technology could literally change the odds of battle in their favor. Professor Isamu Tanaka, monitoring from Lunar Base Alpha, detected something extraordinary. Their quantum signatures. They're trying to broadcast a signal that would disrupt our collective consciousness. They think it's a technological network they can disable. Lyrics interface directly with the facility's systems, their liquid metal form becoming a living conductor for the quantum energies. My people have legends, they shared, of a time when the multiverse was in perfect harmony. We thought they were just stories. As the deadline approached, Samira made a final daring adjustment to the harvester array. Instead of simply drawing power from their local bridge, they would attempt to demonstrate the stabilization effect across the entire nearby network. The preservation frontships charged their weapons. Grand Arbiter Ven's final warning echoed through space. You cannot be allowed to continue. The risk is too great. No, Samira responded, her finger hovering over the activation control. The real risk is not acting at all. She pressed the button. The quantum harvester surged with power. For a moment, it seemed the entire facility might be torn apart. Then, like a wave spreading across a pond, the stabilization field expanded. The effect was visible from space, a network of glowing lines connecting quantum bridges across light years, pulsing with renewed strength. In orbit, the front's warship's weapons powered down as their own sensors confirmed what was happening. The cascade wasn't just stopping, it was reversing. The quantum bridges were healing. Impossible, Grand Arbiter Ven whispered. But the evidence was undeniable. Humanity hadn't just found a way to harvest quantum energy safely. They had discovered the key to restoring the natural balance of the multiverse itself. As the stabilization field continued to spread, Samira received an encrypted message from an unknown source. Well done. But this is just the beginning. The true architects of the cascade are still out there, and they won't be pleased their plan has been discovered. The crisis had been averted, but a greater conflict loomed. Humanity had proven themselves worthy of their discovery, but they had also painted a target on their backs. The real question was who had been trying to destabilize reality itself, and why. The Galactic Council chambers fell silent as holograms of quantum bridge networks filled the vast space. Dr. Samira Hassan stood before the assembled representatives of 1,000 civilizations, her voice steady as she revealed the truth that had been hidden for millennia. The destabilization wasn't natural, or even a result of misguided preservation efforts, she explained, highlighting patterns in the quantum flows. It was orchestrated by beings who exist between universes, the Void Architects. Behind her, Dr. Tanaka's decades of classified research painted a disturbing picture. The Void Architects were ancient entities who had evolved beyond normal spacetime, dwelling in the gaps between realities. They had been systematically weakening the quantum bridges for one purpose: to collapse all universes into a singular reality they could fully control. First Speaker Thila's segmented form shifted uncomfortably. If what you say is true, how have they remained hidden for so long? Because they worked through intermediaries, Senior Observer Lyrics interjected, their liquid metal form displaying complex patterns of agitation. The preservation front was unknowingly serving their agenda. Every attempt to seal the bridges weakened the multiverse further. The evidence was irrefutable. Humanity's unique approach to quantum harvesting had exposed the manipulation. While other species tried to control or block the quantum flows, humans had learned to work with them, revealing the artificial nature of the deterioration. Grand Arbiter Ven, now freed from the Void Architect's subtle influence, addressed the Council. We were blind. In our fear of change, we became tools of entities that would destroy everything. But even as the Council grappled with this revelation, The Void Architects made their first direct move. Throughout the chamber, quantum bridges began to fluctuate wildly. Dark energies seeped through the walls as space itself seemed to warp. "They're trying to accelerate the collapse," Samira shouted over the chaos. "We need to implement the stabilization protocol across all bridges simultaneously." Director Singh's voice crackled through the quantum comm. "Earth's harvesting network is ready, but we need the Council's help to reach every bridge in the galaxy." In that moment of crisis, centuries of political division and species rivalry fell away. The Council unified behind humanity's solution. Ships and stations across the galaxy prepared to transform from mere energy collectors into components of a vast stabilization network. The true battle for the multiverse had begun. In the space between spaces, reality itself trembled. The Void Architects, revealed at last, manifested as vast geometries of dark energy, their very presence distorting the fabric of space-time. But they faced something they had never encountered in their eons of manipulation: united resistance. Humanity's quantum harvesting network, now expanded through cooperation with every spacefaring race, pulsed with power. Dr. Samira Hassan, Director Singh, and Dr. Tanaka worked with experts from 1,000 worlds to coordinate the response. The architects aren't just trying to collapse the bridges, Samira realized, studying the quantum readings. They're trying to rewrite the fundamental laws of reality. But that's also their weakness. Senior observer Lyrics, interfaced with the Galactic Network, helped transmit the crucial insight. The quantum bridges aren't just connections. They're the multiverse's immune system. They maintain balance not just between universes, but between different forms of existence. The Void Architects launched their final assault. Throughout the galaxy, reality began to fracture. But they had underestimated the power of cooperation between species. As their dark energies surged through the quantum bridges, it met not resistance, but acceptance and redirection. "We're not fighting them," Samira announced, implementing the final phase of their plan. "We're showing them a better way." The stabilization network didn't just resist the architects' power. It channeled it, using their own energy to strengthen the bridges they had tried to destroy. The quantum network blazed with light visible across dimensions, creating new connections even as it reinforced the old. In the council chambers, first speaker Thela witnessed something unprecedented. The Void Architects began to change. Their attempt to impose singular order on reality had been transformed into a contribution to its infinite diversity. "They're becoming part of the system they tried to control," Dr. Tanaka observed. "Not destroyers of reality, but participants in it." The crisis passed. The quantum bridges, rather than collapsing, had been strengthened beyond anything known in galactic history. The multiverse wasn't just preserved, it was renewed. In the aftermath, humanity's role in the galaxy transformed. They became teachers, sharing their understanding of cooperation with natural forces rather than dominance over them. The Galactic Council evolved into a true forum for mutual advancement, with Earth playing a central role. Dr. Samira Hassan, standing at a window in the rebuilt Council station, watched quantum energies flow through the now visible network of bridges. Besides her, Lyrics and first speaker Thela contemplated the future they had helped create. "We thought we were looking for energy," Samira reflected, "but we found something far more precious." "Understanding," Thela agreed. "And unity," Lyrics added. The quantum bridges pulsed with steady light, no longer just power sources, but reminders of the connections between all things. Humanity had not only survived its great challenge, it had helped the galaxy evolve beyond ancient conflicts to embrace a future of infinite possibilities. In the depths of space, the transformed Void Architects became guardians of the very bridges they had once sought to destroy. The multiverse continued its eternal dance, now stronger for having faced destruction and chosen cooperation instead. The greatest discovery, in the end, wasn't the power of parallel universes. It was the power of working together to preserve and enhance the infinite wonder of existence itself.